Hello, besties. Today we have a Sanyo. It's a Sanyo DVD CD player. It has so we'll start with the features that it supposedly has. It has TVG technology, whatever that is. Spark, I can't pronounce that, but it has that, whatever that is. The one with an S. I would sound it out, but that would take too long. MP3 digital audio, so it's got, obviously it's got. And when I looked up online, according to as late as 2017, this number is actually still active. 2018, 2017, maybe 2019, it's still active. So I thought this was fascinating. So this is a DWM-380. And this is the review of this particular machine. So it's a 12 watt. So that's very low on the wattage here. So it's a Sanyo. It's an actual Sanyo. There's no Funai name written on the back of it. No FCC ID number for Funai or nothing. I haven't seen any information. So it's like Sanyo did most of the work though, but I did look inside. It is pretty good build quality. The only thing I don't like is this little selector switch switching between using these and switching between using these. I don't like this because the switch will wear out over time. This happens to be a really old one. I mean, really old. It's 21 years old. And I only got it for $3. I got it half off. They wanted $6 for it, and it happened to be. So I did notice though, there's just like this white stuff over here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And did look at the bottom of it though. It has one of those like little things, like the little price tag thing, like a door, like it will make the alarm go off. Let me show it to you again. It's that little white thing down there. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about once you see it. Here's the bottom. You can see the circuit board from here a little bit, but other than that, it's pretty good build quality for its age. Looks in pretty nice shape for its age. I got no idea what that white stuff is on the back, though. So it's not that big of a unit. It's not that big of a DVD player. I mean, here's for example, here's a VHS. It's not that big. And so, for comparison, and you turn it on, it comes up with a big bright Sanyo on there. Sanyo used to be known as cheap of the cheap during the 2010s and, later 2000s years when they started having all their stuff being built by Funai. They were known as, like, cheap of the cheap, because Funai makes things for all different brands now. For example, like Sanyo, Megabox, Savania, Emberson. There's just, I can't name all of them, but those are like the big name ones that they're known for building them. Shichiba eventually, just kind of sad. And then I think if I remember, they did build a few things for Philips. So they all kind of deliver. Let's check this out. Oh, the drawer is absolutely filthy. Every time this drawer opens, I wipe it off. Always seems to be more dirt. I don't know why. Open it up, I didn't see much dirt inside. I was kind of shocked. It was kind of clean. So I don't know where the dirt's coming from. So I'll put in a copy of Fight Club. I just picked this one up. I didn't pay that much for it, so if all this stuff doesn't work, I'll just return it anyways. It's reading it. Oh, it found it. So I guess it does work after all, but in case somebody is interested in one of these, I did, however, see there is one available in Janesville. And if you type online, if you type in the Facebook Marketplace, you could probably find a few of these. But it seems like it plays good, though. Ooh, what was that? Oh, it's the... Yeah, see, you click the stop button. Click the stop button in it. So it's got all these buttons. They all seem to work. Sick in its good old time, but well, everybody remembers that 20th Century Fox. Other than that, it looks like it's in pretty nice shape for its age. It's 21 years old, almost as old as I am. And I did just notice this. I've been noticing this for like the past 4 years. There are absolutely a lot of these. A lot of these older DVD players from the 2000s and the 2010s. There's a lot of these on the market right now because a lot of people bought them during COVID. So there's a lot of these on the market, and a lot of people are getting jobs and they're getting out, so they're putting their movie collection up for sale, so and things like that. So there's an awful lot of these available. So it's kind of filthy, though. I didn't clean it yet. I usually take a Clorox wipe and I usually wipe down the outer casing of it. So it's in pretty good shape for its age, I think. I didn't see any work done inside, so it must be all original components from like 2002. Must be original. So let's go through the back end of this thing. So not the component, but all the inputs or outputs for this thing. This thing happens to have outputs. Usually a VCR, you'll see like outputs and inputs. So this happens to not be a VCR. So digital out. So this would be for like for like your digital, so like optical, like fire optics or that type of stuff. Probably need an adapter for that anyways, but that's for that. It's for audio for the S-Video, which supposedly came out of the 80s with SVHS. So, and then you got the selector switch, which I talked about earlier before, as being like as being like probably the first thing that's probably going to wear out. And I did notice this though. So it's got component, which I thought that's component's actually supposed to be better than S-Video. Because if you think about it, component goes up to 720, and I think S-Video goes up to what, 540, and this is probably 480. I got no idea on the correct resolution, but I think that's what it is. And these are just like the regular yellow, red, and white. So, as you see, this one will happen to be made in China. Unfortunately, they make everything there these days. So, that's this review on the DWM-380 from 2002. Holy cow, this thing is old. You think about it, next year it will be, what, 22 years old in June. Holy cow. The people that probably manufactured this thing probably didn't think it was going to last this long. They probably thought, oh, it's just probably going to last like 15 years. Maybe 10 years. That's about the usual going rate for a Philips VCR before you have to put work into it or get it, get it worked on or whatnot. So it's about what the going lasting time period for one of those is about 5 to 10 years for a Philips. It seems to me that Sanyo put a little bit more engineering. They tried to make these things last a little bit longer than the average consumer deck. You look inside of here, you can see there's been a belt. There's a belt in there. It looks like it's... I highly doubt it's original. I highly doubt that's original belt. It's probably been replaced probably like 10 years ago. Or something like that. So this one's a belt driven. Sometimes you can get a direct drive one. I'm not sure what these are here for. I wonder if they're just for decoration, or they used to do something on another model. However, I saw that the one in Janesville was like $10, and I thought, oh my gosh. That one actually has the remote controls. I paid $3 for this and got no remote controls, so there's got to be some type of pricing guide for these things these days. And anyways, you can go on Walmart and still pick up a Sanyo. I think now they have the Sanyo Blu-ray players for $50. I wouldn't see any more than spending on a new DVD player. I wouldn't spend in more than $20 from one. Honestly, if you're gonna buy new in a box one, I honestly wouldn't spend more than $20. And because the way how things are looking right now, you might not be able to play any newer films because they just announced the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, last film to be released in Australia by Disney. So if that trend continues, you might not be able to use these things anymore for newer movies. You might just have to go without the newer films. Seems like it plays Fight Club, and that came out in, what does it say here? 2002. So, of course it's going to play that, because that's the year it came out. Let's see here now. I've got a few here. Find something that came out like, oh, here we go. We got Terminator Genesis. So this came out in 2015. So this would have been when this DVD player would have been at its prime use. See if they'll play one from when it was 13 years old. Let's see if it'll play it or not. Yep, so it found it perfectly fine. It's a Paramount film, so. So it found it and was able to play it. Oh, I should go from like, should try to find like a 2020s DVD and put it in there and see if they'll play it or not. Unfortunately, I don't have one. Because they all want like $5 for them. Anyway, so I hope everybody enjoyed this review. So thanks for watching this review. And goodbye. Super Satin Productions.